This right here is what we are going to be designing today. Okay, Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Junior, and Rodrygo Goes. All the assets I use in this video are down in the description below. And just so you know, this video is not entirely for beginners. There's some tiny technical steps that I kind of skipped. If you're entirely new to designing, I'll advise you to go to my poster playlist and check out the very first videos. Without further ado, let's get started. So right now we are bringing in the background. As you can see here, this gradient background with some kind of diamonds. You basically just scale it up and you click on done or a tick depending on the version of Photoshop you're using. Now we're bringing in our star player, the world's best player here, Kylian Mbappe. You just have to remove the background right there and then place him at the center of the screen like I just did. Now I'm kind of just tweaking the positioning and everything, bringing my players in. Now Vinicius Junior, our star 7 in Real Madrid. So basically this is just me like arranging my layouts, trying to place my players where I want them to be, removing the backgrounds and stuff. As I said, those assets are in the description below. Make sure to download them. Okay, all right, so far it's looking good even though we have not done anything yet. Bringing in Rodrygo Goes and just placing him there to the right like so. Basically you just arrange it actually really suits your eye to it. It's really pleasant to the eye, and that's basically what I'm doing right now, taking my time. Even though we don't have all the time in the world, this video is supposed to last about maximum 12 minutes though. So yeah, when you've done this, like arrange your layout like this, it actually makes things a little bit easier for you and stuff. So take your time on this, don't hurry. Okay, feel free to pause this video and adjust your layout like I'm doing. Kind of want equal height, Vinicius and Rodrygo. You see, I want them to have equal heights. That's how I'm going to scale Vinicius a little bit up so that they are at the same level. I was kind of very indecisive on the actual Vinicius Junior picture to use, but I wanted them to face side by side, Vinicius and Rodrygo. I didn't want them looking at the same direction. It would have seemed a little bit off, don't you think? So yeah, that's basically what we are doing right now. I think this looks fine. This looks fine, yeah. So now I headed over to the camera raw filter. That's camera raw filter, and the 3D settings. Increase the texture, increase the clarity. We just want to bring in those effects. You see, now you can see how the Vinicius Junior poster like picture looks like actually. Camera raw filter, you just go to filter and you click camera raw. I think it's from Photoshop 2022 and upwards. You'll find that there. The Real Madrid logo, I'm turning down the background, like reducing the opacity of the background so that I think I'm going to remove that logo at the end though. Now this, you just go to at the bottom of the layers tab, you add a gradient map. I added a gradient map to that background. That's why the color exactly turned yellow and white. Now I'm simply doing my highlights, and I'm starting with Rodrygo Goes. What am I using here? I'm simply using my brush and everything is 100. I set my layer to linear dodge add and then I mask that brush onto Rodrygo Goes. Now to get this, you just need to click on the FX at the bottom of your layers tab and you go to blending options, then you can adjust this. Okay, now this is basically me just fine-tuning that yellow glow. I added a white solid color layer above Rodrygo Goes and I mapped it to him. As you can see on my layers tab, it's masked to Rodrygo Goes. And I'm just giving him some rim lights. I reduced my brush size to very little, as 12. You see what I'm doing? Just to give it that soft glow instead. Same thing I'm doing for Vinicius Junior. Giving it that soft glow. It makes it just like the overall aesthetics. It makes the design look beautiful. As you can see the white edges. Make sure your blending mode is set to linear dodge add. Linear dodge add. I did have to skip some parts actually, because they are in my very first lessons. Just go back to this playlist, the Photoshop poster playlist, and check out the first videos. You'll see like a detailed explanation of the things I skip here, like highlights and stuff. So now I'm basically still doing my highlights on the players, all the players. Do my highlights like the edge glow, white solid color layer, you invert it and you brush. Make sure it's masked onto the player, linear dodge add. Don't forget that. Now I'm adding my numbers. Mbappe puts on the number 9 in Real Madrid, as we all know, and I'm going to put this number around his neck, positioning it just so that it fits where I want it to be. And I'll place one behind and one in front. So I'll duplicate that 9 as well. Now that I've placed it behind, I have to duplicate it as I did. To duplicate, you press Ctrl J on your keyboard. Duplicate. Now on the layer above I duplicated, I created a mask and I'm going to brush over the areas I don't want to change it to black. Simply just brush like so. Okay, I just had to erase those ones in front. As you can see now, it's like the 9 is hanging on his neck. You get the point. Well, I think I'm going to put that back. Don't like it gone. Just brush that to come back. So this is basically masking. The layer mask is in your layer tab, the rectangle with the circle in the center. That's how you create it. Now I'm just kind of going to brush over this a little bit here. You can always look on my layers tab. You see which layer I'm actually working on at the moment, and I'm working on the layer mask of the letter 9, the number 9, sorry, right now. That's fine. Now 7, Vinicius Junior. Notice the fonts I use. You can use any font you want, but let's just look like, let's just look cool. Maybe not too bold, not too thick. It all depends on you. And if you notice, I'm not just placing the numbers anyhow. I'm giving it that nice feeling, positioning part of it behind him and the other part in front of him to create that kind of mystery to the design and everything. So gradient overlay, this is where I set the color of that background in gradient overlay. I put a gradient overlay on the background. Very first thing. Now I'm basically brushing like I did for Kylian Mbappe. And doing some tweaks, making it look nice. Stroke, I added a stroke because the 7 was not so bright, so I was basically just adding a stroke to it. Now for Jude Bellingham, he put on the number 5, and we are still going to do the same thing. Duplicate one of the 5, you send it behind Jude Bellingham. The other duplicate is in front of Jude Bellingham, and you can create a mask on the one in front, and you erase the parts you don't want to show. Give it that cool effect. As you can see, we are already approaching the end of this design. There is nothing much to it. It's just the fact that we place the numbers the way we did, and we enhance the pictures of the players in the camera raw filter. Give it those nice details. Remove the unwanted colors as well in camera raw. If you find yourself a little bit lost, make sure you go to my poster playlist and watch my very first videos, step by step, in my Photoshop poster playlist. Like, I literally explain everything there. So now we have come this far, and we just left with the last number for Rodrygo Goes. At the end of every design, I always go to my color lots. Like that you can always click your color adjustments tab at the bottom of your layers tab. Is the circle with black and white half, so I split it in the middle. There you have your color lots at the end of the design. Give that overall look and feel. And that's what I always do in all my designs. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It's going to help my channel grow a lot. Thank you.